What one? Best meal to unclog your arteries, backed by science. Navigating the landscape of heart-healthy eating can be a bewildering experience, with countless recommendations often leading to conflicting advice. If you were to poll 10 individuals on the optimal diet for cardiovascular well-being, you would likely receive 10 distinct answers. Some might advocate for stringent dietary restrictions, such as eliminating carbohydrates entirely or adopting ketogenic or carnivorous approaches. Others might champion a complete avoidance of meat, promoting veganism as the ultimate solution. Then, of course, there are the well-known contenders like the Mediterranean diet, the DASH diet, and the paleo diet, each with its own devoted following. However, after over a decade of practicing medicine and witnessing firsthand the transformative power of food as a therapeutic agent for my patients, I've come to a crucial realization. Prescribing a rigid, highly restrictive diet is often counterproductive. While some individuals may initially succeed in adhering to such plans, many find them unsustainable in the long run. The fundamental truth is that even the most scientifically sound dietary strategy becomes ineffective if it cannot be consistently followed. Therefore, a nutritional plan that is consistently adhered to, even if it's only 70% perfect in its adherence, is infinitely more beneficial than a diet that is lauded as 100% ideal but can only be maintained for a fleeting 6 months. The ultimate goal, then, is not to perpetually chase the elusive perfect diet, but rather to identify and incorporate the most impactful foods that consistently demonstrate benefits across a multitude of studies and meta-analyses focused on heart disease. The key is to integrate these high-yield foods into your daily routine, irrespective of your existing lifestyle. Furthermore, as we delve into these beneficial foods, it's equally important to critically examine those marketed as heart-healthy, but which warrant caution due to hidden pitfalls. To provide a comprehensive approach, this exploration will also extend to evidence-based exercise modalities and a promising supplement shown to accelerate plaque reversal. Before we can effectively leverage dietary interventions to combat arterial plaque, a foundational understanding of its formation is essential. This knowledge empowers us to make more precise and personalized choices regarding the high-yield foods that will best serve our individual needs, recognizing that each person's health profile and risk factors are unique. Atherosclerotic plaque buildup is not a monolithic process driven by a single factor like high cholesterol, elevated sugars, hypertension, or inflammation alone. Instead, it arises from a confluence of detrimental events. The initial insult involves endothelial damage, which is essentially an injury to the delicate inner lining of our blood vessels. Following this damage, LDL, low-density lipoprotein particles, specifically those carrying apolipoprotein B, ApoB, can permeate the compromised vessel wall. Once inside, these particles become susceptible to oxidation, a process often exacerbated by inflammation. This oxidative damage triggers an immune response aimed at repairing the injury. However, this immune intervention can inadvertently lead to the further enlargement of the plaque. The more oxidative stress present in the body's environment, the more this vicious cycle perpetuates itself. Consequently, the high-yield foods we should integrate into our regimens must address all these contributing mechanisms, lowering ApoB levels, reducing inflammation, enhancing nitric oxide production to regulate blood pressure and protect the endothelium, and modulating an overactive immune response. Among the dietary components that consistently emerge from extensive research and meta-analyses on atherosclerosis are foods rich in lycopene. Lycopene is a potent carotenoid, primarily found in red and pink fruits and vegetables. Excellent sources include tomatoes, guava, watermelon, pink grapefruit, and papayas. Lycopene's efficacy stems from its remarkable antioxidant properties. Oxidative stress, a key driver of plaque formation and cellular damage, is effectively countered by lycopene's ability to neutralize harmful reactive oxygen species. Scientific studies have indicated that elevated carotenoid levels can significantly slow the progression of early-stage atherosclerosis. For instance, a notable observational study conducted in Finland suggested that regular consumption of lycopene or processed tomato products could lead to a reduction in carotid atherosclerosis. Another recurring and significant finding across numerous studies is the benefit of phytosterols. These are naturally occurring plant compounds found in a wide array of foods, including nuts and seeds, with flaxseed and sesame seeds being particularly rich sources. Phytosterols are also present in legumes, whole grains, and various fruits and vegetables, such as carrots, broccoli, avocados, and numerous leafy green varieties. Phytosterols bear a structural resemblance to cholesterol, enabling them to compete with cholesterol for absorption in the intestines. This competition effectively limits the amount of dietary cholesterol that can enter the bloodstream. However, the impact of phytosterols extends beyond the absorption of dietary cholesterol. The majority of cholesterol circulating in our blood is actually produced internally by the liver. When the liver detects a reduction in absorbed cholesterol, it initiates a compensatory mechanism to maintain its internal cholesterol balance or homeostasis. This process involves the liver actively drawing more LDL particles from the bloodstream. Over time, this leads to a decrease in the circulating levels of LDL particles carrying ApoB, which are considered primary culprits in the development of heart disease. Meta-analyses and Mendelian randomization studies consistently highlight LDL, and more specifically ApoB, as a critical factor in atherosclerotic plaque development, even if not the sole determinant. Research has demonstrated that increased intake of phytosterols can lead to a substantial reduction in LDL cholesterol, with an average decrease of approximately 14 mmol/dL. Furthermore, flavonoids represent another class of essential nutrients that play a vital role in plaque reversal. These natural compounds are abundant in fruits such as berries, apples, and oranges, as well as in onions, leafy greens, and notably dark chocolate. Flavonoids exert their beneficial effects by mitigating the adhesion molecule expression on the arterial walls. When plaque begins to form, LDL particles can become trapped and damaged within the inner lining of blood vessels. This oxidized LDL then renders the area more sticky, attracting white blood cells called macrophages. These macrophages, in attempting to clear the damaged LDL, contribute to inflammation and the subsequent growth of the plaque. Flavonoids help by making the arterial walls less receptive to cellular attachment, thereby reducing inflammation. They also promote a calmer function of macrophages, preventing them from transforming LDL into its more harmful, oxidized state. A particularly potent subgroup of flavonoids are catechins, which are abundant in green and black teas. A comprehensive meta-analysis of 9 prospective studies revealed that consuming 3 or more cups of green or black tea daily was associated with a 21% reduced risk of stroke compared to consuming less than 1 cup per day. Extra virgin olive oil stands out as another powerful ally in the fight against atherosclerosis. Its frequent appearance across numerous studies, coupled with a high intake associated with a significant reduction in major cardiovascular events, such as heart attacks, underscores its importance. Olive oil is exceptionally rich in polyphenols and monounsaturated fats, both of which possess potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. These components help to smooth and repair the damaged endothelium, the inner lining of arteries. Additionally, olive oil has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and further reduce inflammation, thus addressing multiple mechanisms contributing to atherosclerosis. Fatty fish, including salmon, mackerel, and sardines, are indispensable for plaque reversal due to their high content of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These fatty acids are crucial for maintaining the health of the heart and blood vessels. Clinical studies have consistently shown that individuals who consume fatty fish 1 to 3 times per week experience a lower risk of heart disease and strokes. The multi-center study of atherosclerosis, one of the largest and longest-running investigations into heart disease, found that higher DHA levels were correlated with a 12% lower risk of progression in carotid plaque. the type of plaque that can lead to strokes. These omega-3 fatty acids contribute by calming the inflammatory immune responses that exacerbate plaque buildup. They can also enhance nitric oxide production, which stabilizes existing plaques, making them less prone to rupture and causing clots or downstream complications. While the inclusion of beneficial foods is paramount in managing atherosclerosis, it is equally crucial to limit the consumption of certain foods, particularly those that are highly inflammatory. Predictably, this includes processed carbohydrates such as pastries and cereals, as well as any foods laden with refined sugars or fructose. Several common culprits, often disguised as heart-healthy options, can actually be detrimental. Flavored yogurts, for instance, frequently contain substantial amounts of added sugar. Opting for plain, full-fat yogurts and sweetening them to taste with a preferred natural sweetener is a far superior choice. While most individuals are aware that many breakfast cereals are essentially sugar-laden desserts, some breakfast bars and granola bars masquerade as healthy alternatives but often remain high in sugar, merely presented in more appealing packaging. It is imperative to scrutinize ingredient labels. Another often overlooked source of concern is fruit juice. Even if a juice label claims no added sugars or natural sugars only, the sugars are still consumed in a highly concentrated form, devoid of the protective fiber found in whole fruits. While whole fruits are undoubtedly beneficial and heart-healthy, liquidizing them into juice makes it incredibly easy to overconsume sugars and fructose. As a valuable adjunct to dietary modifications, several non-food-related strategies can significantly expedite the process of reversing atherosclerosis. Foremost among these is exercise, which is universally recognized for its profound impact on cardiovascular health. However, specific types of exercise have demonstrated evidence in actively reversing arterial plaque. A randomized controlled study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology revealed that just 6 months of supervised high-intensity interval training (HIIT) resulted in a significant reduction in plaque volume. Astonishingly, the degree of plaque volume regression observed with HIIT was comparable to, and in some cases slightly greater than, that achieved with statin therapy. Given that atherosclerosis develops over many years or even decades, the long-term clinical implications of these findings are still being investigated. Nevertheless, the initial results are remarkably promising. Beyond exercise, aged garlic extract has emerged as a supplement with robust evidence supporting its role in slowing the progression of coronary atherosclerosis. A double-blind, randomized controlled trial demonstrated that aged garlic extract could stabilize vulnerable plaques. Another randomized controlled trial found that participants who received aged garlic extract for 1 year exhibited reduced progression of coronary artery calcification and improved blood pressure. A further beneficial, albeit not directly plaque-reducing, intervention that I recommend to my patients is sauna therapy. While direct evidence demonstrating plaque stabilization or regression from sauna use is still limited, there are numerous indirect associations that support its cardiovascular benefits. Studies have shown a correlation between sauna bathing and improvements in endothelial function. Furthermore, meta-analyses have indicated that regular sauna use can contribute to lower blood pressure. Although much of the existing evidence is observational and mechanistic, the collective data strongly suggests significant health benefits, not only for heart disease, but also for a substantially reduced risk of all-cause mortality. Based on the currently available evidence, sauna therapy remains a worthwhile intervention for individuals who have access to such facilities.